Let's start with something many men are not told growing up.
Being nice, sacrificing, giving your time, money, and energy does not automatically guarantee loyalty. A lot of men are taught that if they work harder, give more, and treat a woman well, she will stay.
So they invest everything they have. For a while, it may seem to work. She appreciates it. She feels supported. She benefits from it. But appreciation is not the same as loyalty. Comfort is not the same as attraction. And giving more is not the same as creating emotional connection. Most people, including women, attach more to how they feel in a relationship than to how much the other person does. You can provide everything on paper and still lose the relationship if the emotional experience changes. If she feels disconnected, uninspired, bored, or emotionally unstimulated, attachment can weaken.
Effort is visible, but emotional experience is what truly drives attraction. Sometimes you'll see one man doing everything right and still getting left, while another man seems to do much less but keeps strong attraction.
That's because relationships are emotional, not logical. Attraction is about feelings, not fairness. There's also a difference between giving from strength and giving from fear. When a man gives because he genuinely wants to, that's healthy. But when he gives because he's afraid of losing her, that energy feels different. If he constantly seeks reassurance, overexplains himself, apologizes for small things, or tries to earn loyalty by overperforming, it can signal insecurity. Even if he is kind, the underlying message may be, I don't believe I'm enough unless I keep proving myself.
And insecurity often lowers attraction.
Emotional stability plays a huge role. Emotional safety does not mean being soft or passive. It means staying calm under pressure.
It means not exploding during conflict and not collapsing when challenged. A man who can regulate his emotions creates a stable environment. When tension rises and he stays grounded instead of reactive, it builds trust and respect.
Confidence attracts. Emotional chaos pushes people away.
Identity matters more than performance.
People are loyal to who you are, not just what you do.
Identity includes your values, your boundaries, your direction in life, and your sense of self.
If your identity is strong, you don't have to constantly perform to keep someone.
If you are disrespected and calmly set a boundary, that signals self-worth. If you tolerate disrespect out of fear of losing her, that signals low self-value. Respect grows from how you treat yourself, and loyalty often follows respect.
There is also a big difference between obligation and loyalty. Someone can feel grateful to you and still not feel deeply loyal. Obligation feels like debt. It sounds like, he's done so much for me, or I would feel bad leaving. Loyalty feels voluntary. It sounds like, I respect him, I admire him, or I choose him. When someone stays because of guilt or pressure, the connection is fragile.
When someone stays because of genuine respect and alignment, the bond is stronger. Growth and momentum are also important.
Attraction is often connected to forward movement.
When a man continues to improve himself, pursue goals, and develop his life, he creates energy. That energy can pull a relationship forward. But when he becomes stagnant, directionless, or overly comfortable, attraction can slowly fade.
It's not always arguments that end relationships. Sometimes it's a loss of ambition and growth.
Who you are right now matters more than who you were in the past. Finally, how a man handles difficulty reveals a lot. Stress, setbacks, and disagreements are unavoidable. The key question is whether he stays steady or falls apart.
Does he react emotionally, or does he respond calmly? Does he take responsibility without losing confidence?
When challenges arise, emotional strength becomes visible.
Someone who remains grounded during tough times feels safe and reliable. In simple terms, loyalty is not earned by doing more.
It grows through emotional connection, confidence, self-respect, boundaries, growth, and stability. Being kind and supportive is important, but kindness without strength can lose respect. The healthiest relationships happen when a man values himself, continues growing, stays emotionally steady, and gives from strength rather than fear.
When someone respects who you are, not just what you provide, loyalty becomes natural instead of forced.
A man who can face loss without losing his self-respect becomes very hard to replace.
Emotional control is rare. Many men panic when they feel they might lose someone. They become reactive.
They try to control the situation through pressure, arguing, begging, or desperation. But a man who can say, "I care about you, but I won't beg or lose myself," shows strength.
That kind of calm confidence leaves a strong impression. Sometimes when a woman pulls back emotionally, becomes quieter, more distant, or less affectionate, it's not always because she wants to leave.
Often, it's a shift in her feelings. What matters most is how the man responds. If he chases, panics, over-explains, or demands reassurance, it can lower attraction. But if he stays calm, grounded, and steady, caring but not desperate, it can rebuild respect. Women are generally not attracted to over-availability, emotional dependence, constant people-pleasing, or self-sacrifice without boundaries. Those behaviors may seem loving, but when they come from insecurity, they reduce attraction. Safety without attraction can slowly turn into indifference.
This is where many good men struggle. They believe always being available proves love. They think having no life outside the relationship shows commitment. They believe agreeing with everything shows compatibility. But when someone loses their individuality, direction, or standards, they become less attractive. It's hard to stay loyal to someone who doesn't have a strong sense of self. One major misunderstanding is confusing love with loyalty. Love is emotional and can change over time. Loyalty is often connected to respect.
A woman can love a man and still leave if respect fades. But when respect remains strong, relationships are more likely to survive emotional ups and downs.
Love can rise and fall depending on circumstances. Respect is deeper and more stable.
Even if romantic feelings weaken for a while, respect can hold the relationship together.
So what tends to inspire loyalty?
Emotional strength, self-respect, clear direction in life, strong identity, and how a woman feels when she is around you. It's less about how much you give and more about the emotional presence you bring.
That's why sometimes staying calm and saying less is more powerful than arguing. Walking away from disrespect can have more impact than chasing someone who is pulling back. Emotional control often creates more attraction than emotional intensity.
This doesn't mean being cold, manipulative, or uncaring. It means being self-contained.
Real strength isn't aggression or domination. It's not punishing someone with silence.
Real strength is knowing your value without needing constant reassurance.
It's being able to love someone without depending on them for your identity. It's having the courage to walk away from disrespect even when it hurts.
When you stop trying to earn loyalty and instead focus on becoming a strong, grounded person, things shift.
People listen differently. They respond differently. Loyalty becomes more natural because it's based on respect, not fear or obligation.
If being too good backfired in the past, if giving more didn't help or someone pulled away, it may not have been about your effort. It may have been about losing confidence, direction, or growth along the way. When a man keeps growing, facing challenges, improving himself, and pursuing goals, he stays attractive. When he becomes stagnant, overly predictable, or stops developing himself, attraction can fade even if he is kind and loyal.
This isn't about fairness. Attraction and loyalty are not based purely on logic or who deserves what. They are influenced by deeper emotional and psychological factors. You can ignore that reality, or you can understand it and build stronger relationships because of it. The core idea is simple: loyalty grows more from strength, identity, emotional stability, and self-respect than from sacrifice alone. Master emotional control, maintain your identity, keep growing, and respect yourself. When those things are present, loyalty feels natural. Without them, even your best efforts may not feel like enough. That's the truth, even if it's uncomfortable.